Hey, everybody, welcome to episode 85, the Almost Daily Show with your host, Chandler, and
the Dave Picardi.
We've been hustling and bustling lately. I've been all over the world twice and then back around again one more time.
That's a long ways. That's a long ways to go. Twice.
Yeah. I'm just thinking that there's a movie where he says that. I've been around the world twice and I did some other stuff, but I can't remember anything else past that.
It must have been a memorable movie.
Yeah, it must have been great. Thinking back to it, man, I can't remember anything about it. But it's I finally recovered from the jet lag. It was Toronto, which was the most freezing place on Earth. It's like I don't want to offend anybody up there, but it's like hell, but the opposite. Like the fiery pits, but the icy depths of the coldest place on
cold
Earth.
Hell.
Mm-hmm, cold hell.
Yeah, I think when you're that cold, it's pretty hot anyways.
Yeah, I had like a snowboard jacket on, layers underneath, stuff everywhere. I forgot gloves, so I had to like shift hands in pockets as I walked, and it was like -13. That was great.
Brutal. That is brutal.
That was bad. And then follow that up with Australia, like a week later, and it's 90 degrees. So my body was like, "What are you doing to me? I don't understand."
I don't think your body would ever understand what you're doing to it.
My body's like, "Who are you? What is wrong with you? Right. Why do you keep hurting me like this?"
That's right. So now that you're back from down under, we're back on track.
Yeah.
What I think we had a cool topic today. We've seen it a lot. People are talking about diversifying in their gyms and adding programs and things, and corporate programs come up a lot.
Yeah, we always find that people want to start a corporate program because they think it's like a quick way to get corporations to send people into your business or whatever for a discount. But it's not really necessarily something that should be oriented around discounts. It's something that to start it, you need to understand the mindset of the corporation and what they're looking for, especially if you start getting into the big ones. Because if it goes really well, they're going to organize something to where that you have a specific separate program inside their place, or they have a specific thing set up with you in your place. And it's more about how can I get people to call in sick less? How can we improve employee morale? And then how can we essentially save money long run by doing that kind of stuff? So make people happy, get them sick less, give them opportunities to do things that shows the corporate entity cares about them. And so you have to craft your offer and what you're doing around those specific thoughts and ideas versus just, oh, they want a discount, because the smaller ones will probably be interested in the discount. But the bigger you go, the more likely it is that you're going to have something oriented specifically to what they need. And so you have to get out of the discount mindset and into the mindset of how do I make people happy inside that place and how do I make it fun?
Happy and fun.
Happy and fun.
Yeah, I think there's a couple obstacles to overcome when you're looking at corporate programs. The first is, like you just said, I mean, are you just trying to find more leads to come into your gym to grow your program at your gym or business, which isn't necessarily a corporate program. You're looking for just a funnel in. When you're looking at a corporate program, you have to look at the company as a whole. What are they looking for? How can they benefit from what you're offering? And then, we kind of look at it as, I've always looked at it here as a 3-tier approach where, if I'm an exec and I have a corporation that has 100 employees, why would I care that you're coming into my business to offer me something? Where's the win for me as a CEO of the company or the controller or whoever it is? And so you have to look at it as when I put together a corporate program, I got to come in and actually give the company a win first, right? I got to give value and I got to show them that this is something that's going to work. I've put a lot of work and thought into how it's going to work. It could be, you can offer a free seminar once a month for all the employees, because it's my job at that point to get company buy-in, to show the value, to explain what we're doing. So I always look at it thinking, let's do a monthly seminar or luncheons or different things. I used to do those years ago. Would go into big companies and do lunch talks about health and wellness, and not charge for them, because it's a great way to get just a ton of people in front of you listening to you.
Yeah, it's huge. And you have to go in there with a structured setup as well. If you just walk in there and think you're going to teach people how to do burpees and they're going to love it, it's probably not going to work out. You need to give the employees a reason to want to to do your program. And so like you're saying, you go up, you maybe give a presentation on how you can help increase your health and wellness, do like a body scan and talk to them and give them some helpful tips, maybe give them like a healthy eating guide. And then you offer them to come in and try out the program. And you start with like a small group of a single department or a small group of people who are willing to do it. You run them through as a test group at the corporate entity. And then you keep track of all the data and information you collect along the way. So you ask the corporation to share their information with you too. Like, how are these people? What is the morale like? Are they calling in sick more often or less often in comparison to previous years? You're going to keep track of what their health and wellness looked like. So what were their body measurements? How are they feeling when they walked in? What are they talking about? What are they doing? Did they like it? Did they not like it? So we need to get more like those hard metrics and then soft metrics as well. So then at the end of this whole thing, we can combine what we have and we can put it together as like a little case study and show them, okay, this is what happened with this small group. Next time I recommend we increase the size of the group, or we do this, this, and this. And then you're giving them a reason to keep going, because what they need to see is what is it the benefit to us, and is it benefiting us? And if you can't show that at the end of it, and if you're more disorganized than organized, you're going to have a short-term program. But if you come in with guns blazing and you have everything organized, you're going to be a champion. Yeah, boom, 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 boom. 6 shooters all around.
And you know, that's something where we actually added a middle layer into that, only because, you know, it's hard to scale your business. And so all your resources, you know, the employees, the program, you able to deliver the program works really well inside of your facility. But it's really hard to then take it somewhere else. And some companies do this, but they're geared up for it and put coaches on site to do all this work. So it's much easier to get them to come to you. So what we found is, you know, like look at it from a tier, like say step one, tier one is give value, right? Go in and do some sort of a workshop that's consistent, not just a one-off, something where they actually get to know you, start seeing your face more, and then give value, like add, you know, send in some information, email information, drop it in Facebook groups, whatever. And obviously the ultimate goal is to get people to come to your facility to do work. Something we found as a good step two in the middle of that is create some challenges inside the corporation. And it doesn't have to be about getting super fit. It just habit changing stuff. And so you can get like different, you know, say you get everybody involved. It could be, you know, points challenges where, you know, if they get up and do 5 minutes of walking throughout the day, they get a point for that. Healthy eating points, you know, whatever it is. And you can create this internal, I guess, like participation reward system where you can actually go in and charge the, you know, the company a little bit of money, right? Come up with something that's $500 for the challenge, $1,000, whatever it is, to get their employees really engaged and doing stuff together. And, you know, you can set up a private Facebook group for them. But then what it does is it allows you to get them all really engaged, seeing some results, seeing some habits being changed, which then is a much warmer sell to get them to come into your facility for a little bit higher end service and tracking and putting those case studies together and stuff.
Yeah, I think in order to get humans to do anything, especially anything with health and fitness, you have to gamify it. If you don't gamify it, they're not going to stick with it. They're not going to feel like they need to. So there needs to be, like, challenges work really well because you can offer a prize at the end, or you can offer some sort of like dinner at the end, or whatever you decide to offer. They need to have something that shows and offers an incredible amount of value for them. And that gets them to actually push forward to complete the thing. If you don't gamify it, if you don't give them something, they're not going to complete it, and they're not going to be incentivized to complete it. And that's kind of how humans work. If there's nothing at the end and they don't see an end goal, they don't care. But if they say, okay, if you do the challenge, if you post in the Facebook group, put up pictures of your food, talk about what you're doing, and you really build a community around it, then it's just like building community in your gym. It's not just, hey, go do it. It's, hey, let's do this. This is why, and then this is what you get at the end. And then once you build a really good community around that, they're going to want you to come back for more, and you're setting yourself up for success down the road versus just like a one and done shotgun approach. Because what we want to do ultimately is we want a program inside that facility. We want the corporate entity like buying equipment, setting up an area for you and all that, because once they have buy-in like that, you're in the clear and you're going to be set up to be there for a while versus just bringing them over to your place and doing some stuff, which is great as well. But if you can get them to buy in like that, it means you have a solid program set up and they trust you.
Yeah, we found real big success with, so we were able to get the companies to buy into the fact that, you know, they're paying us a little bit of money to organize this and run it. But then also, from a prize standpoint, having them pick up prizes and then reward their employees with better habits and productivity and stuff. And then what we found is in smaller office buildings where, say you go in and there's a team of 10, in a company. So what we found is smaller office buildings, everybody knows each other. And we were able to go in and get different companies inside the smaller ones to be those were the department teams going against the other companies, which is really cool. And it just got a good vibe going, which in turn provides more clients coming in the door, right? So it's just a matter of understanding that, from a sales standpoint, it's not about just selling your most expensive service or one service. There's layers to a sale, and making sure that you're giving people the opportunity at all different levels to participate with you. I look at it as selling's not, if I'm giving information and you reply back, you like something, share something, comment on something, email me back. I've given you value. You've given me a response. I take that as payment. And so I'm trying to get as many people in my network to pay me, even if it's energy back, because then that increases my center of influence, which increases my core product sales. And getting into corporations is just a huge way to increase your just overall network, but coming in with at least a 3-tiered approach to lots of value, then a small payment structure, and then obviously higher level service is a way to just create really good feeders into your core product at your core business.
Yeah, and if you set this up right, you have to be ready, because it's almost like building a new business. It's building a whole new subset of what you're doing, because you're going to have what's going on in your gym. And you'll probably have some people who do the corporate program who trickle over into your regular stuff. But it's going to turn into building and organizing and designing and pricing a program that's completely separate from what's going on inside your gym, because it's a whole new world. You have to get people motivated, organized. You have to get people inside there to join. You have to work with the executives or the HR department or whoever's in charge of that thing. You have to make sure you're always doing case studies, always showing them why it's providing value, and always getting the employees pumped. Because what we're finding now with a lot of the corporate entities, especially the newer ones, is they really want to enhance the employee morale. They want to make people happy. They want to go into that customer-centric realm. And so if you can show them that you're going to do that, and they're going to call in sick less, they're going to be happier, they're going to get problems less often, and health insurance premiums and stuff like that won't be as big of a deal, then they're going to be much more inclined to do it. But you have to set yourself up. Like, who's in charge of this corporate program? Someone needs to be in charge of it to manage it and to run it. If it's just like a ragtag group trying to make things work, it's probably not going to work as well when you come out with it. So make sure you're organized when you build this thing, because if you're not, it's just going to be a disaster.
Yeah, and that's what we're finding is people have great ideas and they go in and they try to get them going, and then like clients that we're working with, it's like, well, I tried this, it never worked, and then they show us what they did. It's like, well, you didn't really put the work in on it, and it wasn't something that you set up from a client experience top to bottom that was then replicatable, where you could then go just walk into another corporation, do the same thing, and have it all, the work's already done. And this is your opportunity when you're working with companies. It costs companies a lot of money, and healthcare is an even bigger one. And healthcare is moving into a managed thing where people are going to be getting better benefits, better premiums if their health is under control. So you're going to see that a lot. Smokers not being able to get health insurance and companies not covering them as much or not giving them the same benefits. So if you can provide the value for the company based on your knowledge, your organization, your program, that doesn't cost them more money right now, that's a huge win for any sort of company out there. They're going to invite you in if you do that work and you have a well-organized program to run with them that actually makes them look like a hero. Right?
Exactly.
They like that.
That's the key. So your action steps for this whole thing, contact a couple corporations in your area that are willing to kind of do something like this. It works really well if you have someone inside your facility who's already involved inside that corporation, whether they own it, they work in HR, or they're just an employee who can recommend it. But then what you need to do is set yourself up with like a presentation and then some body analysis systems and maybe a little nutritional seminar for people inside the thing. And you need to set up the whole program. How long does it last? What do they win at the end? How do you get the corporation to pay for what they win and for the goal of the challenge? What do your systems look like? Who's running it? How are you going to organize the data? How are you going to collect the data? And then how do you make a plan of action to continuously do this ongoing? So maybe once every 6 or 8 weeks or something, you have this thing restarts and then more people get added to it. The first 3, maybe you cap it and then you add more and more and more until you're really good at it and you can make it flow. But go in there with your phases of strategic planning and you'll be set and you'll win. Go in there unorganized and all lackadaisical and you probably won't do as well.
Probably not.
It might not work out so well.
That's right. That's right. If you guys, anyone needs any help, just shoot us an email. We can help you.
That's true. We'll help you out. And if you're watching this on Facebook, it started about 9 minutes in. So you'll hear the whole thing on the podcast exclusive.
Nice.
Due to technical difficulties.
Nice. I like technical difficulties.
We've gotten pretty good at that. I'm like an audio expert now. I can even tell what kind of mic someone's using when I hear it.
That's true.
It's pretty exciting.
What kind of mic am I using?
A Yeti.
Wrong. Wrong.
Dang it.
No, wait a minute. You were right.
Oh, shoot. I knew it.
I was just teasing. You were right.
There it is.
Look at the size of that thing. Jesus.
The Yeti's massive. Woo. It's pretty cool. It's like retro and fun. It picks up like,
I think so.
If there's someone outside my office talking, you can get the whole conversation during the podcast.
Everything. Absolutely everything.
Mm-hmm.
I did a whole Facebook Live thing and I realized after the fact, looking in the comments, nobody could hear me. And I was using my new blue mic. So here I am thinking I sound amazing. And I didn't sound like anything. Yeah. I had to recut it.
You were like, dang it.
That's right.
Oh, the lovely world of sound. What's wrong with with my thing? I don't know. Let me ask someone. Okay, I asked people. Okay, nobody has any idea. All right, so we got to figure it out ourselves.
None. Hey, so a bonus tip for everybody that's still tuning into this nonsense. When you're cutting video, video quality isn't as important as audio quality. So you can have a bad visual in a really clear audio, and it's still okay. If you have an unbelievable quality camera with great visual and the audio's bad, it's just bad.
It's true. Have you ever tried to because most people are on their phone like this trying to listen to it or watch it. And then have you ever had a video running and you're like this because you can't hear anything, but you really want to hear what's on the thing?
Yep.
It's bad. Not a fun experience.
Good stuff.
Good times.
All right, Shane.
All right. We're back on track.
That's it. So we will maybe see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, we don't know. It's the Almost Daily Show. Sometimes it's the Almost Weekly Show.
Right.
It's just the Almost Something Show.
Right. Almost.
All right, guys, have a great day. We will see you next time. See ya.